Big shift in the DC Universe. Director James Gunn and producer Peter Safran have officially hit the reset button, starting fresh with Superman and casting a younger Clark.
Which is why, you guys, we get David Corenswet instead of Henry Cavill. So, by the way, he was set to originally return to the film, but back in 2022, once co decided he wanted to go the younger route, he kicked him out, sadly, and gave us David. Not terrible. And I thought, David was charming as his role as Superman. He definitely gave old school Christopher Reeves vibes, but was he hotter than Henry? I mean, I know this is everyone's burning question, right? Who cares about Superman the movie?
Yeah, the most important question is who's hotter, Henry or David? And I have to say, David is slowly growing on me as I see him more on these press tours. There's just something about him.
Honestly, he is hot on the press tours, you guys.
Yes, he is.
He's hotter than he is playing Superman. The black hair doesn't quite do him justice, but when he's in his natural dirty blonde, he's pretty hot. But I'm still gonna say Henry is at my top of my list.
I'm going to say David is on the top of mine.
Oh, excuse me. Okay.
David's on the top of mine. The new plot, Superman goes head to head with Lex Luthor, who uses media and money to turn the world against him. Framing him using doctored messages from his Kryptonian parents, Superman ends up trapped in a bizarre pocket universe.
So, what Cassie and I always are answering for you guys is this movie worth a trip to the movie theater for or not? And Cassie, you say yes?
I do, but Sarah?
I'm sorry. It's a no. It's a no from
No!
me. And I don't. I mean, honestly, it killed at the box office this past weekend. We know that it broke even. It had a $225 million budget. And I mean, impressively, it broke even. So clearly, I might be the unpopular vote here. But you guys, I've got my reasons.
Before we throw punches, let's talk controversy. Some fans are upset calling this version of Superman woke. Dean Cain even popped up to say Gunn made a mistake calling Superman an immigrant, despite an episode of Lois and Clark literally confirming he is. Sounds more like someone's bitter he didn't a phone call.
Yeah, sorry. Who is Dean anyway? He's just trying to be in the media now.
Trying to be relevant.
Honestly, I thought Gunn brought an optimist approach back to Superman. It's lighter, it's more sincere, and it can be a nice change from the brooding Cavill that we had prior to this one.
Let's get into some of the highs.
Honestly, the biggest high for me was the dog Crypto.
Yes.
Turns out he's in the comic, you guys. I'd never heard of the dog. He's got a cape. He's there to help Superman out throughout the movie. He flies, he heals him, and he even gets a Moonlight post-credit moment. I think comic fans will appreciate him coming into the mix. I definitely think he was the breakout star of the movie.
Yeah, I agree. For me, the cast has chemistry. Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor is unhinged in a good way, though. And the guy's obsession with Superman, it seems a little borderline romantic, if you ask me.
Little stalkerish. I am sorry, Cassie, but I have to say, speak for yourself. Oh, I did not like the chemistry between these ones. I just felt, remember when we get the first, plot twist, Lois and Clark are actually dating,
Yeah.
and she comes in the apartment. That moment where they kind of first show, when they start kissing and we're kind of getting a little romantic scene from them. I didn't feel I didn't feel it then. And then they immediately go into fighting. And for the rest of the movie, we kind of get this surface level acting from them. And they're good actors. It's not that Rachel wasn't good as Lois, but I just didn't feel the chemistry. I didn't feel like the connection to the characters. It just didn't land for me.
I think if we had just a little bit more backstory on their romance, it would have helped, but I can see where you're going with that.
Thank you.
But skipping the origin story, brilliant. Gunn gets us from Krypton to Metropolis in literally 2 minutes.
Honestly, I was really impressed with that. I liked how the movie starts and literally right away he goes from 3 centuries up to 3 minutes ago. And I definitely appreciated that. I will say though that some of the reasons that it didn't work for me is the CGI. So not that it wasn't good, but it was kind of like CGI overload for me in the final act at the end. It was just all over the place. Such a crazy like moment that in a way it weirdly felt me feeling like I'm bored. I can't even describe like why I felt like that except that I just felt like that. I just described it. But even the couple next to me, you guys was on their phone, which actually was kind of rude and annoying. But the entire movie, this couple was both on their phones.
Yeah, that is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say it definitely follows the Marvel playbook like to a T. The team ups, the, zippy dialogue, over the top visuals, and not all of it lands.
Honestly, and what about the side crew? I'd be curious to know, did you like the side crew? We had Green Lantern, Hawk Girl, Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific played the largest role from the
Yeah.
side crew,
Yeah.
and he was good actually.
I
So,
really, yeah, I enjoyed seeing him. Yeah.
yeah, for sure I liked him, but I don't know. Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern, I don't know, pass.
Is it the wig? Is
It's
it
the
the
wig.
wig?
It's the wig.
Some of the CGI, especially during the engineers' fight with the Superman robots, looked kind of funky to me, and her face looked a little warped and weird. It was just, I don't know. I don't know how they could have missed that.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I did notice that too, which was interesting. And it's like I couldn't quite tell, is this what they wanted to happen or just
Yeah.
too much CGI? Like sometimes you just can't quite get there.
Yep.
Once Lex gets Superman, he traps him in this pocket universe. And it's kind of wild and unsettling actually when you see it because he basically has locked all his enemies up in this pocket universe in these like glass enclosures and they're all stacked on top of each other.
Hmm.
And literally it felt a little like dystopian Trumpy style with him being like he's locked anyone who's even said anything wrong, who's
Yep.
posted social media about him. All of the things that they were kind of rattling off, I was like, what's Gunn saying? Like, he clearly, I felt, was kind of drawing from real life.
Yeah.
And I liked it, but I also was like, ugh, here we go. Here we
I
go.
know. Very on the nose. I think
Yes.
with the whole plot of the movie, right? And just how it mirrors what's going on right now. Like, it's very on the nose to me.
Yeah.
One thing I do wonder is what was up with the chick in that really bad blonde wig that got camera time, but didn't really do much or add much to the overall movie? Apparently, she is big in the comics, so maybe this is just an introduction to her for the Supergirl movie, is what I'm assuming.
I don't know. I know who you're talking about. And basically, she was just always at the Daily Planet in the
Yes.
background,
Yes.
terrible blonde wig,
God,
boobs
so
out.
bad. Boobs out and
Boobs
the
out.
worst, again, Spirit Halloween wig. Come on.
Absolutely.
Come on.
So, what is Gunn doing? We have Fillion's bad wig, hers. Maybe hers is like, maybe she's undercover and like in the
Maybe.
next movie, like, surprise. Also, what really bugged me was at the end of the movie. So, Superman's in like his, I don't know, lair. What else would you call it?
His secret lair is what
His
I would
secret
say.
lair. And he's like, healing. All of a sudden, out stumbles Supergirl. And she is like drunk or I mean I think she's pretty much drunk still. She's kind of
Yes.
stumbling around
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden Crypto runs over to her and he grabs her by the cape and then he just kind of like bangs her over and over again into the ground
Yeah.
and then she says bye and gets up and walks off and the dog follows her and I thought it was so random and so bizarre. It was I did not like it. I felt like what the hell was that? And it made me not like Crypto, which I didn't love because like all of a sudden the dog is like abusing her and she's like laughing maniacally and it just felt so lame. I didn't like it. So I'm sorry, you guys, because of those couple things. And of course, Cassie and I have a podcast. So we have a lot more information over there as to
Yes.
why we feel how we feel. And feel free to hop on over. But today I'm giving this movie 2 buckets out of 5 buckets of popcorn. It gets points for the tone and the optimism, but you guys, it falls flat. It's generic CGI, weak characters, and a predictable plot. I mean, rinse and repeat. We are seeing it this whole summer. It's Superman over again. Not worth a trip to the theater for.
Ooh. I'm going with 3 buckets. There's something for everyone in this movie, I think. There's a little romance, there's a little action, a little nostalgia. I think it's worth a watch in the theater. And for this film, for my popcorn pairing, I went with an old classic with a new twist. I had Mambas, but sticks. Love them. Recommend
Hmm.
them.
God, I always find that you find new cool candies to try. So thank you. I'm going to keep an eye out for those.
Yeah.
I just went with like old school pretzel at the theater. And honestly, when I left the movie, I got like sick.
Oh no.
And I can't say if it was the movie that made me sick or the pretzel. Jury's out on that one.
Bottom line, we're split on this one. Hopefully, we've helped you decide, and we say choose wisely.
Next week, you guys, we are reviewing Jaws. In case you didn't know, this is its 50th year anniversary. So next
Yes.
week, Cassie and I are just bringing all the fun facts about the making of this movie, the behind the scenes, and does it still hold up 50 years later? You guys, Jaws is the reason we have summer blockbusters. So tune in next week. We drop our episodes on Wednesday, and we'll see you back here. Until then, enjoy the movies, everyone.
Bye.